What's up YouTube, it's Hector from Not Too Nerdy. I'm on my break, but I decided to go over this article that I saw on GameSpot, another article that I found. It's pretty interesting. Now this one talks about Sunset Overdrive dev explains why it chose 900p over 1080p. Now before I get started, I want to let you guys know this is not about the console war, it's not a fanboy response, it has nothing to do with the game being 900p, okay? It has something to do with the developers explaining why the game is 900p. So let me start off by saying, can we get developers out there that just, when they're asked this question why the game is running at this resolution, can we have someone say, because that's what we chose, and end it right there? You don't have to explain yourself. By you explaining yourself with these ridiculous answers makes you're pretty much insulting the intelligence of all the people that play the game. Okay, because yes, part of it is true, but majority of it is not true. So let me go over what they said. So obviously in quotes it says right here, 900p works perfect for us. Okay, fine. That's what they said. That they could have just stuck with that. That's it. But no, they said right here. It says 900p works perfect for us. We spent a lot of time comparing and contrasting. We had to run it at 1080p. We play it. We had it running at 900p. We'd play it, and they didn't look considerably different. But the things that you can draw on screen were a lot more, and we wanted to draw a lot more on screen. More action, more better. Michael Bay will be very proud. Okay, so a lot of things wrong with this. Now they're saying because they couldn't tell the difference, no one else could tell the difference because they're developers, right? Now I'll put it this way, can I see the difference between 900p and 1080p? Yes, majority of times I can. There's times that I don't. There's times that I miss it. But I'll tell you one thing. I know there's people I work with that could definitely spot the difference between 900p and 1080p. Those people are the people that actually use 1080p all the time. Because the thing is this, a lot of people have it locked in that, oh, your eyes can't tell the difference, your mind can't tell the difference. But in reality, your mind and your eyes can tell the difference because if you train your eyes to see something, eventually you'll be able to tell the difference between when you're seeing it and when you're not seeing it. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's the way it is. Of course, not everyone does that. A lot of people will see 900p and not know the difference between 900p and 1080p. I mean, not a lot, some people, but there's a lot of people that'll definitely be able to tell. Does that affect the gameplay? Not at all. For some people, some people it doesn't affect the gameplay. The game's still going to play a certain way. So that's one thing. The second thing that they insult the intelligence of people is this. What they pretty much said is, we had it run at 1080p, right? So what they're saying, they had it run at 1080p, then they had it run at 900p. They couldn't tell the difference. But then they said, you know what, we want to add more things to the game, so let's lower it to 900p so that we can add more things, where they said that we could draw a lot more on screen. Wrong. What you did was, you had all the stuff there, you tried it on 1080p, it was not running too well, it was not running good at all, so then you lowered it back to 900p so it'll run smoothly. Don't try to reverse what you did and then insult intelligence people. You don't have to explain that. But by you explaining it, you're totally lying. I'm sorry to say it like that. By you explaining it like that, you're just lying to the consumers, like treating gamers like they're dumb. Do you not realize these people, the gamers, definitely know by now? It's not like in the past, I think that's a problem with a lot of developers. They're so used to the way things used to be. The times have changed. People are used to seeing higher frames per second, higher resolution, so you really can't make these excuses anymore. You can't. All you have to do is don't say anything. That's the best thing right now. Do not say anything. Don't say anything. Because that is ridiculous what you're saying right there. It's oh, well, we could have had it at 1080p, and then we chose 900p, because we couldn't really tell the difference. And plus, 900p, we could draw more things on. No. You already had it set up at 900p. You tried to raise it to 1080p and it was not running properly, so you went back to 900p and you locked it there. End of discussion. That's what happened. That's what happened. The end. Okay, 900p, 30 frames per second is what's going to make this game run its best with all the people that you have on screen. The end. That's all you have to say. That's it. Or you could just said from the start that we chose 900p because we wanted to. The end. Like, you don't have to explain yourself. By you explain yourself and you do answers like this, you insult the intelligence of all the gamers out there. You really do. And you just add fuel to the console war, this whole thing that people want to slow down, right? They're tired of people complaining about resolution. This adds to it. All this adds to the resolution, the frame rate issues. This adds to it when you do stuff like this. When you say that you tried both and you can't tell the difference, pretty much you're saying that no one else could tell the difference because the people that made the game could tell the difference, which that is not the case. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I think that it's enough. Like, developers have to just stop, and whatever they choose is fine. They have to let it be known. This is what we chose. This is what we want to run the game, and that's it. You know, there's nothing wrong with it anymore. Okay, we already understand it. None of these games are going to go higher than 1080p, and if it does, more than likely it's not going to be 1080p 60 frames per second on consoles. So, pretty much everyone knows what to expect from these consoles now. Okay? So, stop trying to make up excuses for something. And if you do, at least tell the truth. Because that is not the truth right there. That is not the truth. And they completely try to swing one over to try to convince you, when you're hearing this, they're trying to convince you, the gamer, that, hey, guess what? 900p is okay. 900p 30 frames per second is okay because we think it's okay, because we can't tell the difference between 900p 1080p, so therefore no one else can. Also, that we had it 1080p and we could put it 1080p, but we decided not to because we wanted to add more things to the game. No, you already had the things in the game, the extra character, the extra enemies on screen, and when you tried to run it 1080p, it didn't work. But let's flip that around and pretend that we did it the other way around first, just to make it sound better. Let's be real, people. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing developers under the bus, because then I'll be throwing myself under the bus, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. My point is that a lot of the other developers feel that either you keep your mouth shut or you come out and you say the truth. Because either way, the truth, you know, people are going to know the truth. So don't go out there and say a different story for why it's happened. Just go out there and say the truth. You know, it comes down to, this is the best that we can make the game for your platform. That's it. You know, and that's what it comes down to. That's the best they could have made it for the Xbox One. Okay? We don't know what it would have been on the PS4 because it's not on the PS4. We don't know what it's going to be on a PC because it's not on PC yet. So that's the best they could have made it for that platform, and that's it. You know, come out and say something like that. Don't come out with excuses like what you did. That's just what my point was. People will start arguing about this resolution thing, but no, the people keep arguing about resolutions because some developers choose to do stuff like this and then try to convince you that you can't see the difference between 900p and 1080p, which some people definitely can right away. Like I said, I'm not one of those people who can do it every single time, because there's sometimes, you know, depending on the way the art style is, sometimes I can't tell. But I know there's people that can definitely tell all the time, and I work with those people. So, I'm just letting you guys know that. But let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this, and do you think developers are making a mistake by, you know, trying to explain every single time why they decide on the resolution or frames per second? You know, do you feel that they need to explain every time, or would you rather them just keep it shut, say what it is, and that's it, and move on? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments down below. This is Hex from Not Too Nerdy. I'm out. See you, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps me out. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe so you can see new videos from me every week. And remember, it's okay to be not too nerdy.